Apple recently unveiled its latest and greatest, the iPhone 14 Pro and the iPhone 14 Pro Max, and if history is any indication, it has some big shoes to fill in. Now, its predecessor, the iPhone 13 Pro, is known for its top-of-the-line battery life. So, is the iPhone 14 Pro any better? Well, that's what we are here to find out. Now in this video, we'll be doing a 5-hour battery simulation test, and by the end of the video, we'll find out how does the iPhone 14 Pro performs in terms of endurance. We are also pitting in two of Android's top phones, that is the OnePlus 10 Pro and the Xiaomi 12 Pro, to see how do these three phones perform against one another. Hello everyone, Aman here for Fiiber, and before we begin this video, consider hitting that red subscribe button for detailed tech videos and also turn on the bell so that you don't miss any of our latest updates. Now let's get started. So all the three phones on the table, that is the iPhone 14 Pro, the Xiaomi 12 Pro and the OnePlus 10 Pro, are fully charged and connected to the same Wi-Fi network. So nature of the test involves a 2-hour YouTube video playback, then we shift to a 1-hour 1080p video recording, followed by an hour of gaming, followed by an hour of social media browsing. That's how the test goes. So at the end of the 5-hour mark, let's see how do these phones perform against one another, and also we'll see that how do the higher battery capacities give the Android phones any advantage if so. Okay, we are at the end of the 1-hour mark and quickly checking the battery statistics, and very interesting results, guys. The Xiaomi 12 Pro is currently leading the pack with 99% battery left, which is kind of funny. Could be a battery bug, but it is what it is. In the second place, we have the iPhone 14 Pro with 94% battery left, followed by the OnePlus 10 Pro in third position with 90% battery left. Now let's continue. Quickly looking at the display quality of all these smartphones on the table. So the iPhone 14 Pro features an OLED display with 120Hz refresh rate, HDR10 support, Dolby Vision support, a typical brightness of 1000 nits and a peak brightness of 2000 nits. In comparison, both the OnePlus 10 Pro and the Xiaomi 12 Pro also feature 120Hz panels with HDR10 support, Dolby Vision support and the likes are also there. However, both Android phones can only achieve up to 1500 nits peak brightness. That is, the Xiaomi can achieve a peak brightness of 1500 nits and the OnePlus 10 Pro can go up to 1300 nits. That said, the Android smartphones here feature a 10-bit panel, so that's a plus for them in comparison to the iPhone 14 Pro. And in terms of actual display quality, all these smartphones feature excellent panels. But if I have to choose one panel that I feel looks the best, well, I think Xiaomi's panel is a little on the cooler side, while the iPhone in comparison is slightly on the warmer side as per my preference. Now, I'm not sure how much justice the camera is able to do with these displays, but from what I can see, I think the OnePlus 10 Pro's display is definitely the one which looks the best to me overall in terms of color calibration. Now let's fast forward and see how these phones fared by the end of the 2-hour video playback test. So after the 2-hour mark, both the iPhone 14 Pro and the OnePlus 10 Pro are currently at 81%, while the Xiaomi 12 Pro still leads the pack with 90% battery left in the tank. With that, now we'll proceed to the next test, that is an hour of 1080p video recording from the rear camera. For the unknown, this year the iPhone 14 Pro sees a major bump in the camera department with the inclusion of a new 48 megapixel sensor. It is the first time that Apple has gone for a megapixel bump for its iPhone line. Now let's forward to the 3-hour mark. So after the video recording test, the iPhone 14 Pro took the major hit of the lot with its battery currently at 58%. In the second position is the OnePlus 10 Pro with 64% battery left, and the Xiaomi 12 Pro still leads with 72% battery left. Now at this point I thought of running some benchmarks, so I decided I will run Antutu and Geekbench on all the three phones. So when I was running Antutu, so both the OnePlus 10 Pro and the Xiaomi 12 Pro they both crashed. So Antutu crashed on both the phones, while the iPhone 14 Pro did manage to complete the test. So after that I thought, okay, let's run Geekbench as well, and in the Geekbench test, the iPhone 14 Pro decimated its Android counterpart. So at this point I thought I should just, give up on the benchmarks. I should just carry on with the gaming test. And so here we are. Now let's take a look at how these phones dealt with Asphalt 9 for about 45 minutes. Anyway, we get back to testing, and until the 4-hour mark from here, we are going to see how the battery fares on all these smartphones after playing Asphalt 9 Legends. Now talking about the hardware, the iPhone 14 Pro features Apple's latest A16 Bionic chipset with a 6-core CPU and a 5-core GPU along with 6 GB of RAM. On the other hand, both the OnePlus 10 Pro and the Xiaomi 12 Pro feature Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 SoC with up to 12 GB RAM options. And with the hardware on these phones, you can rest assured that the performance will be top-notch, and in fact all phones on this table are able to run any graphics intensive title there is. But then again, I think the iPhone 14 Pro does have the edge here for sustained gaming performance, and even after the 4-hour mark, I found the iPhone 14 Pro a little less warm than the other two Android phones on the table. This brings me to the result at the end of the 4-hour mark. In the first position is Xiaomi with 47%, followed closely by OnePlus 10 Pro at 46%, and at last is the iPhone 14 Pro with 40% battery left in the tank. Funny how the tides have shifted, with Xiaomi taking the major hit in the gaming test. And now finally it is time to run an hour of Instagram and see what the final results will look like. And we have finished our 5-hour battery simulation test consisting of YouTube video playback, video recording, gaming test and browsing social media. The final results are: the OnePlus 10 Pro currently has 37% battery left, where it finally overtook the Xiaomi 12 Pro in the end. The Xiaomi 12 Pro comes in second with 36% battery left. This phone did very well overall, but it did take a big hit in the gaming round. Finally, in the last position comes iPhone 14 Pro with a 27% battery left in the tank. Now, this is something I wasn't expecting, and I really believed iPhone 14 Pro will come out at the top by the end of the test, but here we are. Now, in the longer run, I feel that Apple needs to fine-tune iOS 16. So if history is any indication, I have used the iPhone 13 Pro with iOS 15 on board, and the battery life for me on that phone has been impeccable even till date. But after the release of iOS 16, even the battery life on the iPhone 13 Pro has taken a huge hit. It has been abysmal. So in the end, I feel that if Apple fine-tunes iOS 16 and with the kind of hardware the iPhone 14 Pro comes with, I think the battery life should get better down the line. And that was the video, guys. Let me know in the comments what do you feel about this battery test, and if you have bought the iPhone 14 Pro for yourself, or if you have been using iOS 16 on an older iPhone model, how has the endurance been for you? Everything in the comments below. I'll catch you all in the very next one. Thank you for watching.